Most think of soil as dirt, or just a useless substance on the ground that only causes mess. Many people also don't know that there are 3 different types of soil: sand, silt, and clay. Each of these different types differing from one another. But many are also unaware of the countless jobs soil can provide, and how much a sample or a field of soil can impact humans' lives. Determining the type of soil you will live, plant, or build on can be crucial to moving forward in your decision process. The United States currently functions off of soil types. They fund and help provide for our needs as a country. Because of the impact soil has on the way we as humans functions, it is necessary to run tests, chemical like testing the pH, and physical like texture and color, to ensure the soil you are using is able to fit your requirements for use. Due to a slow recreation process of soil, it is detrimental to know the soil type to avoid erosion or damage the soil might pose to any area or plant, which leads into the purpose of soil lab testing when farmlands or building areas are used, and this is also becoming more prevalent in the United States as it continues to expand. The purpose of the soil lab is to determine soil texture and judge cohesive and adhesive soil properties, capillary action, water holding capacity, and determine wet and dry permeability of soil. The hypothesis my group and I had come up with before we had started the lab was, if we compare the results of the soil texture test to the results of the hydraulic test, then the results will not be the same. As in talking about the results, we are talking about the soil.
Before determining our soil type, we used the soil triangle prior to the field test to determine what percent of clay, sand, and silt was present in each soil type. To determine the type of soil collected, we used the soil texture by field test. We had one group member place 2 teaspoons of soil in their palm, then we added a few drops of water and kneaded the soil to break it down. We did this till the soil felt moist. From there, we tried to make it into a ribbon by rolling it in our hands, which we determined was a very weak ribbon. The next step was to determine whether the soil felt gritty, neither, or smooth. It was very gritty, therefore we can infer that it was a sandy loam, according to the soil texture by field flowchart that was provided in class. Before starting the hydrologic soil experiment, we had to remove brush and rock from the soil to make it easier to handle. We used a mortar and pestle to crush and break the soil down. We then put the dirt in the bottom of the jar and filled it with water. We shook the jar for 1 to 2 minutes and let it settle for about a week to determine what kind of soil was present.
In conclusion, our hypothesis was disproven by our data. The results we received from both the hydraulic test and the texture test suggest that we had sandy loam. We expected to receive different results due to human error or other unforeseeable circumstances. One improvement that could have been made to the experimental method was human error. Our group in particular did not retrieve enough soil, so we had to make a combination to create a sustainable quantity. We had to do this in order to complete all of the tests correctly. If we eliminated this action, our result would have been more accurate and natural. There are many different types of soil and they all act differently. Soil enables plants to grow, and we depend on plants for food, forests, and wildflowers. Farming and food production also depend on soil. It is most important for urban farmers to recognize soil type and health, because some soils are naturally fertile and need little altering while others need overhaul. According to Healthy Soils for a Healthy Life, an organization dedicated to soil preservation, claims over the last 50 years, advances in agricultural technology and increased demand due to a growing population have put our soils under increasing pressure. In many countries, intensive crop production has depleted the soil, jeopardizing the soil's productive capacity and ability to meet needs of future generations. Knowing your soil composition can affect what you plant and how you plant. Overall, soil composition has a big impact on food production and how we live. Changing soil can change many aspects of life.